Okay. All right, so we are going to start the ear. Okay, so you can see right here we have the pinna. Okay, so here's the pinna, part of the outer ear. All right, this little blob right here, I like to have you know this one because this is what's called the tragus, and that's actually what some people will get pierced on their ear instead of just doing at the bottom of the pinna, right, your earlobe, or even up here, they'll sometimes get this pierced. Okay, so then this is going to be your external acoustic meatus, and then this right here is the tympanum. So if I turn this model up a little bit, you can see where that tympanum is. Now, inside here is your middle ear, and you have your malleus, incus, and stapes, but I'm going to leave this put together, and I'll show it to you in a moment on a much larger model. Okay. If we look inside of this model, you can see in here the middle ear where we have our malleus, incus, and stapes, all right? And we also have this right here, which is the auditory tube, okay? Then this muscle is your tensor tympani muscle. Right in here is your inner ear, and so here is that vestibular apparatus with your semicircular canals, and you can see where you have the bony labyrinth and the membranous labyrinth. And then here would be your cochlea, and this would be that vestibular cochlear nerve with your vestibular branch and your cochlear branch. All right, so I'm gonna move this one out. Ooh, that's loud. I'm just gonna pause, and we're gonna go to the next model. Okay, so we are filming again, and these are much larger than what are on that other model. These are going to be your auditory ossicles, where we have the malleus, the incus, and then the stapes. Now, remember the stapes, we talked about how it has this kind of oval shape to the bottom of it. That is going to meet up here onto where the inner ear begins, right here at that oval window. Okay, and then if we look under here, here is that round window. Okay, we talked about the oval and round window as sound waves are moving through from the outside to the outer ear through the middle ear. You get the vibrations, and then sound goes through right into your cochlea. All right, so we will talk more about those sound waves in class. All right, so here are your semicircular canals, and on the semicircular canals, remember we have that bony labyrinth, and then this right here, the blue part is your membranous labyrinth. Okay, and we know that we have that perilymph in between the bony labyrinth and the membranous labyrinth, and then inside of the membranous labyrinth, we have our endolymph. All right, at the base of each of these semicircular canals, we have this ampulla, right? That's this bulbous area. Remember, we're going to hear about these bulbous areas in many different structures in the body. So that's the ampulla. Remember, that's where we talked about the cupula. All right, and then this part here is the other half of your vestibular apparatus, and this area is the vestibule. Okay, so it's the bony labyrinth that's removed, so we can look inside, and that's where we can see the utricle and the saccule. Then we get here to our cochlea. So if I open this up, we do have a much larger model that shows this, but this will be just fine for our purposes. Okay, so here you're going to have your scala vestibuli, your cochlear duct, and your scala tympani. That's going to be that vestibular membrane, and here is that organ of Corti. Now, remember, there is a picture of a model that's of the entire organ of Corti, or this entire thing, and it's much bigger, and you've got pictures of that. Okay.